Before we jump straight into the video, I have 3 spots in my guild available. So if you're looking for a guild, Discord link in the description below if you want to join. If you're not supporting anyone, here's the partner program. There you can support me. Link in the description down below as well. And last but not least, 74% of you guys who are watching my videos are not subscribed to my channel. So subscribe so you will not miss out any new videos I upload. Let's start with the video. Yo, what is up guys? I'm here hitting up with a new video. So today one of my guildmates messaged me that he's quitting the game because daily grind is a chore right now for him and he cannot continue playing this game anymore, and he also does not enjoy the daily grind at all. It's just too much. And that's why I thought today I wanted to make a video generally about what Netmarble needs to improve on for the future. And I have like a couple of topics, and first and foremost is actually, as I just mentioned, daily grind. They really need to improve on the quality of life feature, which is the daily grind. They need to tone it down by a lot. First and foremost, let's start with gates. Gates, no one really enjoys it. It's whatever, you're just skipping through, right? And what I can see here as an improvement is they can just make it simple. Just give us blue tower, purple tower, a gold tower and a red tower, and then let us just spam all our keys. Or if we have to like refresh, for example, why not? Just to make life easier for us really is that once we click here and find maybe something we're looking for example, here I have a red gate, just let me sweep it 5 times, you know, just let me do it 5 times. Boom, I have 5 red gate clears. They also need to improve on other stuff, or which I will mention in a bit, but just make life easier. As you can see here while I'm talking, it takes too much time. This is one thing they really need to change. There's also no reason why we cannot use points for A gates and above. Just let us use points for any gates at this point. I am curious about what you guys think. Okay, I'm actually curious. Let me know. This is something like, this is my #1 complaint, and that is Battlefield of Chaos. Battlefield of Chaos is absolutely unnecessary. That mode is so boring, it's insane. So instead of just making a free run, like where I can use all my keys, right, for one entire run, please for this mode in particular, add a skip button. No one in the entire solo leveling Arise community, and I can guarantee you that enjoys doing Battlefield of Chaos. It's absolutely annoying, it's obnoxious, it takes too much time. Same with Power of Destruction, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But just add a skip button, makes things easier. And the thing is, we are getting more and more content to the game. So on top of the daily activities we have in this game, we also have Shop of Brilliant Light, Battlefield of Time, we have event stuff we have to take care of, we have story mode in theory, if you want to add that to the mix. We have the guild boss, and then we also have Battlefield of Trials, right? That's also a thing. This one, the one that resets every new patch, and then we have the one where you can just play whenever, right? But there are so many little things we have to do every single day. Very annoying. So please add a skip button to Battlefield of Chaos, and do not put it behind some sort of monthly bundle where you have to buy a battle pass or something just to get that feature. Do not do that. Just add a skip button, because no one likes to do Battlefield of Chaos. Next up we have Power of Destruction. Power of Destruction is also a mode which I made guides for in the beginning, but I'm honest with you guys, I am fed up with that mode. It's just too jarring, it's not enjoyable anymore. It's just a damage meter. You just go in with your Moon Shadow, your Plum, you get your Shadow Steps off, and then you just spam your strongest skills, and that's about it. That's legit the entire thing when it comes to Power of Destruction. And then we have 2 teams. Why? So please, Netmarble, you gotta change Power of Destruction, keep the rewards, improve the rewards. I don't care what you want to do with that. I think the rewards got a lot better. I still believe they can improve on that even further. and just remove that 2-team combination. Just make it one. Just make it 1 team max, because we have to run this thing 4 minutes and then we have to run this 4 minutes again. So basically this guy alone takes 10 minutes of your time every single day, just because you have to do it. You can auto. I personally auto nowadays. I don't even bother doing it manually anymore. Like on very rare occasion, I do Power of Destruction manually because I feel like I want to. But outside of that, I just auto because I'm not gaining anything out of it. I'm just going in, auto, get my tier and my rank 25 stuff, and then I just move on. There's something I haven't concern about, and that is actually... Oh, I still need to get these trophies here. Oh. So I feel like they could also add a skip button to them. Just let us finish it up to, you know what, Netmarble? Just let us like skip, legitimately skip level 21, level 0 till this area we can skip, and afterwards we have to manual play. Or if we cleared that specific stage already, let us skip. And I do have a complaint, or not, it's not a complaint, it's more like a concern. I do have a concern. Release of the Steam version of the game, which is dropping next year together with season 2 of the anime, because what will happen when the Steam version releases, a lot of new player will come and wanna try out solo leveling, right? We can all agree on that. That's gonna happen. There will be a lot of new players coming in who want to check out the game, never played the game, don't know what to expect from the game. And I was talking about that to some of the players. Problem with these when new players are coming to the game, right? So they probably want to check guides. They look at videos like from Pain, from me, from Zav, Mouse, other content creators, right? They're checking out all these other creators just to get an idea on what units they want to pull. And the problem is, since they're starting out the game, right? They're starting out the game, they have no idea what's going on, so they're looking at tier lists, trying to pull. But the problem I have currently with the entire Encore and instance is that these dungeons have a rotation. So it's not like you can say, this dungeon you need Team Light, for this dungeon you need Team Water or something, because it's fixed for that. No, because now these dungeons rotate, you basically need every single team. And new players will not have every single hunter available to them, right? Because they also need to focus on certain aspects of the game. They cannot pull every single character. So you go in and then tell them, yo, get your light team and get your water team, for example, because that helps you out in the most. But because of the rotation, that also is kind of annoying for them, because here, for example, you have a wind team, they have a mirror team, for example. Now they need certain equipment here. No, they cannot do it because Kaizel is weak to dark but strong to wind. Now your wind team doesn't work for that anymore. They need to do something with Encore and instance. They also need, not gonna lie, they also need to reduce the amount of gear that is dropping from the dungeons, because most of them we don't even use anymore. Like, who's using the champion set? Lol. Who's using Behemoth or Scout? No one uses these types of sets, right? They need to split up these sets. We have way too many different sets in the same dungeon. It's very annoying. They need to split on that as well. Basically, just reduce the timer for us. Don't see a reason why we cannot get, let's say, like ×2 tickets for WOBL, for example, where instead of just doing a run and then you do have to do a run again, just let us do use us 2 tickets immediately, and then we get just double rewards. Saves time as well, right? I highly want to see a third weapon slot to Jinwoo. I hope that comes with Jeju Island. I know I saw the leak from Nato, for example, talking about this Monarch feature. I'm not against that. It looks cool. I want to see how it then works in actual combat when they release it. I hope it's something good and not like a fun little gimmick that doesn't do anything. But what I really want to see is a third weapon slot, because for Jinwoo, especially Jinwoo, currently it's very annoying, because slot 2 is always locked to Plum. Plum is always your buffer sword, and only for guild boss instead of Plum you're using Moonshadow if you're running a support build. But if you're running an offensive build, you're always using Plum. And then your main slot, it basically is just between Grim, and Moon. And just if you're feeling cute, you want to use the daggers, the scythe, the Zeke, whatever weapon comes to your mind, right? Demon King also, whatever comes to your mind. But in all reality, all you need in this game for Jinwoo are 3 weapons. And that is Plum, Grim, and Moonshadow. Those are the only 3 weapons you need in the game. Nothing else, just these 3 weapons. And you just are in the meta position, right? It all comes down to skills for Jinwoo. It all comes down for skills. Because they buffed the skills so much, the weapons cannot compare with the damage anymore. And that's why, for example, a Moon Shadow is a meta weapon. It's because right now, if you watch my tier list video, check it out if you didn't see it already. Moonshadow is ranked at the very top, but is highly meta dependent. So if the meta is that most of Jinwoo's damage is coming from his skills, then Moonshadow is at the top, because you just want to buff the damage of his skills as much as you can, because those net you the most damage. Now, if they change that in the future, that they immensely buff the damage of the DPS weapons like a Baron Daggers, a Scythe, a Zeke, something like that. Phoenix Soul. When you use those weapon skills and the damage is immensely higher than whatever your skills are able to output, then you're not gonna use Moonshadow anymore, because you have Plum there and you're not running necessarily DPS, but maybe support skills to further buff your weapon skill, right, with the weapon skill to get the most DPS out. So Moon is like a meta dependent weapon, depending on do the skills dish out the most damage or the weapons. But currently it's the skills, the weapons don't do anything. And here I believe Jinwoo really needs a 3rd weapon slot. Kind of fuck themselves with weapons like Plum, because they are so strong that no one just is not gonna use that weapon. So might as well just add a 3rd weapon slot, so we can add at least a DPS weapon, right? For example, a Baron Daggers or whatever it might be, right? Or add a different type of 3rd slot where we can say it's a passive weapon slot, so you have your 2 active weapons like we are used to, right? But you now have a passive weapon slot where you can put, for example, you put Plum into the passive weapon slot in, and what happens is that all the abilities from Plum, except for the active one where you have to basically the Moonflower and the Plum Flower, because you have to activate the weapon, right, to get more of these blooms. Except for that, all the other passes are working. So the ability, the amplifying draw, for example, still activates when you dash, because you have it in the passive slot, something like that. They need to do something so we can use our DPS weapons more, and they also need to buff all the DPS weapons, right? They need to buff because the skills are currently where it's at about. And while talking about the skills, there I have 2 recommendations. So first of all, when it comes to fusion, right, to fusion, when you fuse something, doesn't matter if it's a blessing or a skill, because we have so many options, right? Make it so that when you craft something, whatever gets crafted is something you do not have yet. Like if you have a skill which you do not own yet, you will get that skill, so you will not get dupes. Dupes you will start getting once you reach once you have all the skills, all the blessings in that rarity. That's when you get something else, like or where you get dupes. But outside of that, you will not get duplicates. Also for legendaries as well, I feel like do not give us duplicates, just give us new stuff. I know they added that feature with 1000 red gems, you can reroll, but we do not have that feature for the other stuff. So just make it so we do not get dupes. Just give us straight something new we do not have yet. Makes life a lot easier. And while we are at that, skill upgrades. Doesn't matter if it's for Jinwoo or for the hunters, but if you need to level up, you need the mana power extracts, we all know. Some people have more, some people have less, but overall it's getting better now with the guild boss and everything, right? So this is easier to get, but where I have my complaints currently are these skill scrolls for players and hunters especially. These are so rare. There is actually, outside of crafting right now, not really much you can do to get this. I think sometimes you get them from story. So So Netmarble, and we have that event where you actually get 2, but that's it. Give us more of these skill scrolls. These skill scrolls are so scarce. Let's forget, let's not talk about mana power extract at this point anyway. Just ignore mana power extract, because mana power extract you will get. Let's talk about this stuff. This stuff you need to give out. The only other way you can get these is from the events, but the events are just stupid. For example, where is it? There's like Gina tournament, right? So the Gina tournament, if you finish what, top 3 in these events? Is it top 3? It must be, right? You finish top 10. If you finish top 10, you get weapon material chests, which in theory you have a chance of getting scroll, and only for the players, but not for the hunters. Netmarble, this is something you need to change as well, because like, let's say I want to upgrade her, dude, I only have 3 of these. So this needs to change. They need to add more ways to obtain these, have them as actual loot in the game, because I feel like this is so scarce. Like the mana power extract you can get weekly now. There are a couple of ways to get it, right? But this one, because you need from level 7 to level 10, you need 12. And when do you ever get these, right? You rarely get these outside of purchasing bundles and battle passes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What kind of quality of life improvements do you want to see? I think I have a lot of more things I want to see improved in the future, but that's just a couple of things that came to my mind just now, and I just wanted to talk about it. So yeah, that's about it. And if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like in the comment down below. I really appreciate it, and see you with the next one. Deuces.